Hello everyone, Team Tech here, and now we're back with some combo videos in my Artifact Kozmo deck without Demise. You do not need Demise in the deck, fam, so if Demise gets hit, this deck is still going to be good. And now I'm not sure about true decks like True Draco and Klee Stun and shit like that, but I know this deck is still going to be the shit. So the first 4-card combo we have to showcase you guys here is Slip plus Call plus Ignition plus Town. So now I'm going to show you guys what you can do with this. If you see a hand just like this, and be surprised, you're going to see a lot of hands like this. You're not going to get Sanctum in all your hands, even though we lock Sanctum in a lot of our draws in our test hand video. But let me show you what you guys can do with this. So you can activate your Town, activate Ignition, pop Town. You're going to set Scythe into back row. Town will... putting the graveyard a little bit closer. Town will allow you to search out Tin Can or whatever. Probably you want to go Tin Can if you ended up going first. And then you could summon Tin Can. And, oh yeah, that's technically in graveyard too. Summon Tin Can, set Call, resolve Tin Can, pass. Banish Tin Can, summon Slip from hand, Slip effect, pop Scythe, summon Scythe, stun for turn. And now technically you don't even need Slip Rider in hand. Screw that. You can just have these 3 cards for the combo. Because Call the Haunted can actually bring back Slip from graveyard if you send Slip to grave with Tin Can. Screw that, you just need these 3 cards. Sorry for the shaky cam, but let me show you guys this. Kozmo, activate Town, use Ignition, pop Town, and set Scythe, search Can, and Can to hand, Ignition to grave, summon Can, set Call, end turn, activate Tin Can, and you'll reveal, let's say, I don't know, these 3 to your opponent. And let's say you get Dark Eclipse or whatever to your hand. You get Dark Eclipse to your hand, right? You banish Tin Can for Eclipser, and then during your opponent's turn, activate Call, summon Slip, activate Slip, pop Scythe, special Scythe, stun for turn. It doesn't matter where you have the Slip in your hand now. As long as you have this, you either gotta have this or this in your hand with Tin Can and a way to get to Scythe in your back row right away, or Scythe himself in order to do this combo. But it's very simple if you want me to be honest with you, because you just get to dump your Slip to grave with Tin Can, Slip Rider, bring back with Call, pop Scythe, and then you just stun for turn. And then your next turn you would draw. Not the best draw, I will admit, but you can still push for heavy damage with your monsters. So allow me to show you guys another combo with this deck. Even a variation of these 3 in your hand is not bad. If you want me to be honest with you. Even a variation of those 3 is not bad in your opening hand. And because you can just set and Call, set Scythe, and set Ignition. During opponent's turn, activate Ignition, pop Scythe, summon Scythe, stun for turn. And during your next turn, you can draw whatever, or push for some damage with Scythe. Their opponent's going to kill him. Activate Call the Haunted, bring Scythe right back, stun for turn. And there are more variations with that, and combos with Scythe and Call, where you can have like, hold on, let me get this guy out for you guys. Pleiades with Exceeds material in your extra monster zone. Just bring that up a little bit. You can use Pleiades, detach, return Call to hand, pop Scythe, set Call, during your opponent's turn, activate Call, summon Scythe, stun the extra deck for turn. Like, it can just get more and more unique on where you go from here on out. Just because you're not. And here's my problem with the Demise version of the deck. And I'm going to say this very briefly and very direct. The Demise version, in order for it to be good, You need to do something along these lines. Hold on, I'm pulling out everything that you need in order to see this. You need to get something like this on board. Summon Tin Can, set 4, and pass. This is the only way the Demise version is good. And it is a good deck. It is. I'm not saying that it's bad. What I'm saying is that Demise relies on this too much. You're not always getting to this. And this deck could OTK, but the OTKs are very rare, and the majority of the time you're just stunning your opponent's extra deck. Especially if you can't afford cards like D-Barrier or Strike for your deck list. As if you can't afford those cards, for the most part, you're just stunning your opponent with Scythe in the very end, and in order to stop their extra deck. Nothing more than that. This deck can do more than stun with Scythe. It can literally OTK or shit out Dark Planet all the time. A lot of the times, I meant. Because Dark Planet with Tin Can on board is just a broken combo. Because Tin Can's going to get names to your graveyard, and then you could use Dark Planet in order to be able to get those names banished from the graveyard. And then during your next turn, you draw a Scythe. I mean, not Scythe, Strawman. Oh! Like, let's say you banish the Forerunner for the Strawman effect. And let's say for Tin Can, you have, like, say, not Slip, Landwalker in hand. At this point, you can use Strawman, bring out Forerunner, banish Tin Can, summon Landwalker. If your opponent doesn't have any monsters on board, like this is just a random back row, but this obviously is not going to be here if you're OTKing like this. And if your opponent has no monsters, this is just about 10,000 points of damage. Like, let me see, 4,000, 8,000, 1,200, 9,700. Almost 10,000 points of damage right here. Something as simple like this. And this deck can make plays like this because it's built correctly. In my opinion, if you think the deck is dead without Demise, you need to go back to my test hand video and my deck profile video and watch it again. Because you clearly aren't understanding the potency and the consistency that this deck flat out has. This deck feels more harm from Terraforming going to 2 than Demise getting banned, period. If Demise gets banned, nothing happens to this. It's just that the people that rely on the Demise in the deck, people that don't know how to run the deck, they won't be playing anymore because, or they're just going to convert to True King Kozmo or something like that. My problem with that is that like those decks don't do anything but just spam linear boss monsters like True King of all Calamities, Eclipser, and the Dark Planet if they run it. They just spam out all these cards all the time. The deck doesn't do anything different aside from shit out monsters. With the power of Dragonic Diagram. And my problem with that variation of the deck, and a lot of people have told me to convert to that version of the deck. And you know why I say no? Because two reasons. Number one, obvious, being that Dragonic Diagram is at the highest risk ever of getting hit on the ban list. Because they can't have True Draco dominating them for another format. They need to push their link mechanics so they can start making money. They're not going to have that card at 3. It's probably going to go to 1 or it's going to get banned. I doubt it's going to get banned, but I think it's going to 1. Guaranteed. And Terraforming's going to 2 or 1 as well. So my problem with those heavy combo-based Kozmo stunish decks is that they have to run cards like Terraforming. They have to run cards like Terraforming. They have to run cards like Dragonic Diagram, and in the stun version of the deck, they have to run Demise. Tell me where in here you see Demise. Nowhere. It's 45 cards, but it works. It works. I mean, I work very hard on all my Kozmo deck profiles. Which I really do. And I put a lot of work into this. And this guy, He's so underrated. People just don't understand how broken this guy right here really is. Is try to focus out there. Yeah, you guys can read the effect for yourselves right now. Oh, he's a really powerful card. So good. Such a good card. A lot of people don't appreciate it as a card. And I personally have an issue with that. And the problem is that this community is filled with constant bandwagon competitive players and net deckers. There's that just refuse to do anything themselves and just try to think for themselves instead of just doing what every other kook says. Like, oh, you have to run Demise and Kozmo artifacts. Like, so just make it a pure floodgate deck in general. No. And as a matter of fact, if you guys saw my Time Lord video, Konami's trying to put the fan on floodgates already. Because there's just way too many floodgates for them to hit on the list. They can't do it. They can't put that many cards on the ban list. So they're just going to come out with generic, splashable cards that allow you to get rid of floodgates. And these cards are just so affordable. Well, take a look at the Phantasm Spiral deck. That's a budget deck right there. That is also a stun deck that counters floodgate decks like the old school cookie cutter Demise Kozmo build that I've seen. That deck can really handle decks like Barrier Statue Demise and Kozmo Demise, things like that. The deck can really handle that really easily. The Time Lords can handle those really easily as well. And True Draco, even when it's hit by the ban list, it's still going to be ran. Because one of the main three cards, aside from Masterpiece and Dragonic Diagram, that I feel need to be hit, is that continuous trap card, True King's Return, that allow you to bring these motherfuckers back from the graveyard. That card's gotta go. That card just allows you to recur your resources all the time. And that's a problem. You shouldn't be having that shit around. And they're not gonna hit. So expect True Draco Roguish, pure True Draco Roguish decks to be in the thing in the very near future. It's still going to be competitive. It's still going to be a rogue deck. More than not likely, Masterpiece and Dragonic Diagram are the only ones taking any L's on the list. And that's probably going to be it. So this is Team Tech signing out. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Peace.